About us as people celebrating St George's Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the people on the stage today are us. There's no celebrities, they're working class, they're us. I'm going to show you and ask for your support. There's going to be some stories of people on this stage, and I want you to start backing and supporting our own people. Now, when I say our own people, I don't mean just white people. Don't be foolish. I mean everyone. So I'm going to introduce you to someone I know. He's a fellow bricklayer. But before I do, I'm going to tell you a little story. Yesterday afternoon at 1 o'clock, my stage and screens pulled out. Why they pulled out, that's between me and them. I will sort it out. But I will not. My resilience is high. I will not be beaten. Now, whatever method of sabotage that was, look at the face. What they didn't know is I have a friend. I have a friend called Joe. Where is Joe? My friend Joe is a scaffolder. So late last night I was on the phone to Joe. Joe, I need a favour. Scaffolders and bricklayers really get on. But we pulled it off. At the drop of an hat, Joe was here this morning. We got permission this afternoon and we set the stage up. So the moral of the story behind that, be resilient, do not be beaten. Make the best of what you can. Thank you, God. Now, I'm going to play you something about the history of St George, because it seems to be very fashionable for those to attack us about the history of St George. So I want you to listen very carefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'd like to take you on a journey back through time to explore the story of one of the most enduring figures in Christian history, St. George. A man whose name echoes in churches, legends and cultures across continents. While most of us know him as the dragon-slaying hero of medieval lore, St. George's true story runs deeper, woven through courage, faith, sacrifice, and the legacy of a Christian martyr. St. George was born in the late 3rd century, around the year 275 or 280 AD, in what is now modern-day Turkey, in a region then part of the Roman Empire. His father was a soldier in the Roman army and a Christian, and after both his parents died, George followed in his father's footsteps and joined the military. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a high-ranking officer under Emperor Diocletian. Now, at this point in history, Christianity was still a persecuted faith within the Roman Empire. Diocletian, though a capable ruler, was a staunch pagan and deeply hostile to Christians. In the early 4th century, he launched one of the most brutal waves of Christian persecution the empire had ever seen. This is where George's story truly begins, not as a warrior on the battlefield, but as a soldier of faith. When Diocletian issued an edict commanding the persecution of all Christians and the destruction of Christian scriptures and churches, George refused to comply. He boldly declared his Christian faith in front of the emperor and his court.